Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Sit down. Sit down. All right, folks. You know how I open up. Thank you for your support. Every way you support, views, likes, subscribe, donation, all that stuff. Buffalo Bills, big day. Are you just going to be the Jinx Joner team that you always been? Or are you going to break through to the other side, like the doors, and progress? So let's see what happens when KC comes to town, and we'll we'll take it from there. So I thank you, small channel. We like to rock and roll here, and I appreciate Carmela, Stacks. Thank you for coming in here, and uh, hit that like button. That's what they're telling me. So my godfather was with mostly with Columbos, and you sit back and think about how these people survived. Now, if you're a known assassin, but my godfather was, they knew him, but not, he wasn't out in the open air. It was just like captain or boss says, this is, let Mickey take care of this or that or something like that. Like the elite forces that go into war first and map out stuff, and then it's the coast is clear for the rest of the troops to come in and rock and roll. And he was telling me that, I was like, well, wouldn't there be retaliation from families and just crazy Italian kids that was like, oh, so and so, we think so and so did this to a family member? Wouldn't there just be a posse of people that would just try to get you and ambush you? And there was incidences where he'd be out and some punk would do something and he'd just take the gun right out of his hands, and smash him with it. Good morning, Stacks and Tommy Stiggs. Good morning, everybody. So you see, we get information, limited information on social media, Mobtube, and everything else. But some people view it as like if you're in a movie theater and you're just watching a cast of characters, and it's just a written story. But there's a more, if you're on the other side of it, it's more emotionality, more personal. It's real life stuff. And so he was telling me, let's get to this deadly game of chess with Hitmen trying to hit Hitmen. So, of course, my godfather knew, and he became aware, not from the Colombo family, from another family he might have did work for, that something might be up. And BOLO, be on the lookout that something is going to happen. So you imagine surveilling guys that are trying to surveil you. So these guys know you might have, he had a different routine. I mean, he had a routine per se, so to speak, but he would always tweak it just a little bit, just in case. You have to be paranoid and you have to be 2 steps ahead. So he was he knew some guys were a duo was gonna were somebody it became aware. They have a network of underlinks and stuff that you become aware, or it might even be a person in power that would say, hey, they call him Mike, or hey, be on the lookout for this, just or this, because they know if they miss and you didn't tell them, then there might be retaliation. So they might say you might want a heads up. So whether he would have known that on his own that somebody was coming for him, or if he needed for somebody, you don't know. I mean, whatever happens. And so he started. He noticed a couple guys, and there was like these. They have these back alleys with the buildings, and New York City buildings and all that, and he would go like say into like a gym, he would go and then he would go out the back door, go around, and then like have a perch and just look, see who's sitting in cars, and just look, to see what get a look on things. So make a long story short, because I can chirp for a long time here, folks, but he makes these guys and during an alleyway, and it was in proximity. It was in proximity to where he lured them to think that this is where he was going to be, and he demonstrated this behavior and routine, and then they figured he was going to do it again, but he was on the other side, and he they were sitting, and this is all second account information. I'm not privy to hits and conspiracy and all of that kind of stuff. I'm a nobody. I this is just storytelling, okay? That's all this is storytelling. And so they're waiting, they're sitting in wait on him, and he goes and he smashes them with that Uzi, whatever, machine gun, military shit, and bless them. Now he knows who they were working for, and two clowns trying to surveil the best Hall of Fame hitman. That see, just because you got all these guys in here and everybody's supposed to be all the, no disrespect to anybody in here, I love everybody, but I'm just saying everybody's information and data and historical accounts are just all based on YouTube characters and what they say is gospel, and then that's the schema of knowledge that you're working from. There's so many people that were running around that it's not just that depiction. And well, we never heard of your godfather. Well, that's right, because he was successful. That's why. Because he was successful. And anybody that did would be 75, 80 today, right now. You hear of all these people because they got pinched and they did whatever they had to do. We're not going to unpack all that stuff. But, oh, well, Joe, we never heard about him. And what? And what? Because he was successful. That's why. Because he was successful. He went to prison. He got caught up in some things here and there. But but as far as he wasn't publicized on the New York Post and things like that. But if you didn't hear his name from Mike Francis or Sammy the Bull or John A. Light, or if you didn't hear these guys' names in these personas and personalities on YouTube, then it didn't exist. Come on, folks. We got to have a little higher IQ than that. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you, Stax. Thank you, Carmela. Thank you for coming in here and joining me. But when it comes to hitmen, trying to hit other hitmen, and hitmen trying to hit hitmen, who has the higher IQ? Some have a military background. Some have weapons, expertise in weapons, street smarts, book smarts, high IQ, military. Some possess different traits different traits. Some possess different traits than others. But when you got a one-man wrecking crew that possess all those traits, and that was what my godfather was, and he did stuff. And so now there might be crew members within these families that didn't even that had no intel on what he was doing, because it wouldn't be in their thing. There's the mafia and the crews and soldiers and all that corporation, but then you got a secretive aspect, so to speak, if you will, that come in and it's just whispers. Boom, 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 bam, bam, bam. Here's the. That's it. That's it. There's only 2 people that know. 3 people. There's only 2, 3 people. A captain might not even have his boss. A captain could not even have his boss in the know, or a boss might not even have the captain in the know. If you don't know, you can't speak on it. Mm-hmm. Carmela, understood. I hear exactly what you're saying. I've experienced what we don't know who he is as well. Then these people who don't know the Jersey guys, idiot content creators on here 100%. Yeah, because it's like, oh, well, we never heard about him. Well, no kidding. There's a 10,000 maniacs running around in New York City. You didn't hear about 99% of them. You got 5 YouTube personalities on there. I don't want to this. I try to spread love and compassion here. And when you join here, Stacks, Stigs, I'm not a tough guy. I like to have fun. If you've been here before, I like to laugh. Sometimes I'm a little immature at times. I'm a little immature. So, I mean, we talk about murder and violence and stuff, and I piggyback thumbnails, and I put Mike Francis in the thumbnail so I could get 500 views. Yeah, let's hear it from Mike Francis. All right, calm down. Calm down. Brown nosers. I bash them, but, hey, outside of the mob stuff, all I would say to Mike is, Mike, you don't have to do it. I mean, I know it's bedtime stories on YouTube, it's all embellishing and all that. I'm going to start doing it. It's bedtime stories. John Hammer simply said, lighten up. Yeah. So, and when these guys went, say like, there was other guys, like enforcer guys, and sure, these guys that been around the block, they know this stuff. They're probably scrutinizing me with a keen eye, and might be quick on the trigger to say, yeah, that's cool, or hey, it's all right. I'm a big boy. I respect the fact that you come in here, you join me, and anything can happen from there. This is an alternate universe we're involved in right here. So, my godfather would sometimes have to collect for some deadbeats that, a forcer, but kind of was a strong arm. And there's so many degenerate gamblers running around that had to deal with him. And then they would know that he's going to be coming back to try to collect for whoever. And some guys, if a guy's going to commit suicide, he's at the point of committing suicide, and he's so depressed, his family life, maybe his wife left him, and a guy has nothing left to lose. It don't matter if you're the toughest hitman out there. A guy that's dealing with that mental apparatus thinking is going to be like, I got nothing to lose. I'm going to find this Mickey, and I'm going to come up behind him and just blast him away, because I'm going to get him before he gets me. Because if a person is suicidal, all bets are off. So it's like, so you always even in his older age, being out to go have coffee, he would always be. It was in his DNA, and he'd be like, "Well, why do we have to sit here like this or do this?" So he can't be ambushed. it would always happen. I would say, what is this? There's nobody in here. Why are we going like? And so it was always in the thinking. Even the old man at the club, always sat. I guess they do that in prison, like in prison, people that sit strategically. I don't know, the best you can, and when you're having lunch or whatever, sit strategically that you can't get ambushed. Thank you, thank you for the hearts. My heart goes out to the hearts here. So they'd have these quirks, and they would stick with you for a lifetime. It was your default defense mechanism, and it's like, well, I was a little errand boy, and I was paranoid and scared, honestly, a lot of times. And when everything fell apart at the end at the club and people went away or wherever the hell they went, I don't know. I'm not privileged to that information. And years later, I was like, you're always thinking you're being tailed. You always think you're being watched. Now, whether I was being watched by the feds or the wise guys, it's like, it's like two armies that, and you're in the rearview mirror, and then it's like, well, I'm not going to drive straight home. Let me go the long way out in the country, go around and just see if I pick up a tail. It's all crazy, and there's paranoia, and the coast is clear. You got nothing to worry about, but you're just always trying to be like that. And my godfather, who of course did a lot of damage, he picked that up. I don't know, paranoia, PTSD, or any type of behavior that can come out of it is understandable. But with that fraternity of hitmen, it was and then a lot of times if a guy in a crew, you would say, well, why don't this mafia, don't they just have their own hitmen in their fraternity, that those are their responsibilities? So why would you have to go get a freelancer that to do their work? It's like special forces in the military. Sometimes there's regular duties, but then there's special forces. Now, if they want to tell a guy, you got to go do this hit or whatever, and then you can't refuse that because they'll hit you. There's a chance, that you got to follow. You're in the corporation fraternity, the mob. You can't say, oh, well, no, he's a friend of my cousin's, and no, I don't want to hit him. No, well, then you can't. So maybe the captains or the bosses says, I'm not going to put pressure on one of these soldiers or something. I'm not going to put pressure on them. And plus, they're a loose cannon. That they're not. They might not be that well. They might be not the professional that they should be, because there's so many bad hits. People went to jail forever. They just made mistakes. So if you had guys in there in the crew or whatever, you might not want to put that pressure and weight on them, because a lot can happen. So you would outsource and say, well, and there could be one or two guys that might know about that. And then even some of the hierarchy, or there's different number of captains. There could be one captain that knows and two other captains that don't know, people in hierarchy, and you just wouldn't know. And they would say, well, no, we didn't know about that, but there would be somebody that knew, and you try to do a secret hit. Because a lot of them are thinking they're going to get hit, and then they're going to be like, well, let me just get this guy just in case. I don't want to let nobody else to know about it. So your surveillance, just like the feds do, they surveil, they check out your routines, They know who your girlfriend is at 3 o'clock in the morning after the bars, and they know where she is. She knows where you live. They know all your routines and habits. But if my godfather felt that he might, you do a lot of damage, it's almost military and militant on how you got to think. Forget the mafia and all this and that. Just like there's an enemy. There's an enemy, whether he's a Joe Blow on the street or if he's an enforcer for a family. There's an enemy. How do I outsmart him? And he had a very high IQ when he was an old man. I didn't know he had such intelligence and knowledge in him. I didn't mean to insult him, but I didn't know he was so book smart. And we would watch Jeopardy, and he'd answer every question. And I go, holy cow, because I thought I was going to embarrass him. I thought I was going to embarrass him and not try to answer a lot of questions. Because we're like, let's see who could answer the most questions or whatever. He's going, oh, Jojo, I don't want to play no stupid games. And he was answering every question. And he says, what do you think? I'm stupid? And I was thinking, yeah, that you're not stupid, because that's why you're still alive today, because you were a thinker, not just because you were able to learn common knowledge about whatever different categories, fields of knowledge. But it was just like it was like a total package, So. Yeah, thanks, John. But you know what? And all you good people in here, now I'm putting my godfather in high esteem, of course. And he would whoop my ass if he was alive and I was doing this. Yeah. Hey, MK, Michael K. But in the grand scheme of things, now, I'm telling you, he's a militant, he's this and that, and he's got the high Q, one-man wrecking crew, impenetrable. But it just takes 1 second for your guard to be down, and boom, it's over. So that's what I mean. You could be the baddest Rambo militant person out there, and you can get snuck. You could get ambushed and you could get snuck. So that's safe to say, because maybe that might have been some thoughts rolling around in some of you good people's minds. Like, yeah, you could talk all this hype up about your godfather, Joe, but maybe there was some luck involved too. Maybe there was some guardian angels involved. I don't know, but anybody could get snuck by anybody. Anybody could get snuck by anybody. So, it's just the luck of the draw sometimes. But you better have enough qualities of survival skills and plotting and scheming to survive that. And what do you write it up to? Well, that's just like Dapper the Rapper. Good morning. The sun is shining. The birds are chirping. The truth serum is chirping. And I like to have fun on here, folks. And, let's hear it for the good people here. Let's hear it for my supporters. Let's hear it. Let's hear it for my supporters. Sit down in the back. You're messing with my light. Sit down in the back. You're messing with my lighting here. Hey, guys, here's my lighting. Here, all these guys got these fancy studios. Hey, I would like a fancy studio too. But I'm a one-man guy. Here's my lighting. Here, are you ready? Here's my lighting. There it is, folks. There's my lighting and my window. You know what? My lighting, I open the curtains. Get this. That's my lighting. So, yes, but to be in your mid-80s and we've only done 3 years tops, and to die at home and you have to have some brains in your head. Yeah, survival. I was nobody, and I pretty near had PTSD with dealing with this, walking on thin ice. And I just wanted to run around and just make some tips, run around as an errand boy. But then it's too fragile with people, bipolar, crazy people that we're just gonna go gamble and bet on some horse races. And boy, me and Bobby, we're friends. Yeah, we're friends. And yeah, we're gonna go eat. He's gonna put some money in a kitty, and we're gonna gamble, and we're just friends. And yeah, that's my buddy. Geez, that's all feels good. And then next thing you know, he wants to kill me. You learn quick, like, well, I wasn't a made guy, and you got to watch how you talk to these made men. All these people in here know it, if I get any new viewers in here. But if you're around them guys and you're not a made guy, you can't say, I mean, I was a little cockier. I wasn't a tough guy. I was younger and a little cockier. And I wouldn't care if I got my ass beat. I would just say, hey, you want to go? You're going to have to beat my ass. But you can't do that. There's rules. You can't do that because you're breaking that. You're breaking the omerta. You're breaking the rules. And like I said before, my godfather bailed me out. And then, but he straightened some of them guys out. They're like, why are you always riding JoJo? You know, he wants to stick up for himself. What the hell? He's just trying to make a couple dollars while you're trying to ride him and punk him. At least he defended himself. Put your omerta in your ass. Forgive me, folks. Forgive me. Forgive me. Forgive me, YouTube, because I'm not going to swear on here anymore. You know, but, you know, don't start none. There won't be none. And I actually did it twice. But then that all got straightened out. But yeah, the Hitmen trying to hit Hitmen. I can't think of the one guy that was in he was on a channel, long Italian name, and he went to Vietnam. He was a good guy that was on YouTube. And I could see he had some post-stress, but my mind is shot, but militant, very militant, and strategy. Because when you're in the jungle in Vietnam, you better have some surveillance and strategy, just like, you know, Saigon and whatever, but it's cat and mouse. But the Buffalo Bills, I don't know. That big hurdle called the Kansas City Chiefs is in your way. Baltimore's rocking and rolling. I don't know who's going to beat Baltimore. AFC, NFC. I don't know who's going to beat Baltimore. That's all. So there's a kinked out story that I've been debating whether to tell or not. And it'd probably be disrespectful, but everybody's dead, so the coast is clear. But I still shriek about this kind of stuff. I'm a contradiction because I see what goes on YouTube, and the old timers would whoop my ass if I was up here doing this. One older guy's now giving me approval because his wife said he liked my show. Thank you, RP. Thank you. We all need some support. Lift ourselves up. You know, this is just a topic, a genre, and everything. I'm not a one-trick pony. I'd like to say I'm knowledgeable in other fields of knowledge and psychology and relationships and therapy and mathematics and quantum physics and marketing and advertising. And we don't have enough time here, folks. Please forgive me. So we could, in our daily lives, we can have fun. Mental health problems is going crazy. Drug addiction's going crazy. It was my 10-year anniversary of when I went down and died and came back off of life support. And I wasn't a vegetable. On the 18th, that was my 10-year anniversary. And I don't have brain damage, maybe a little bit, getting older. But I wrote the book. I'm the best writer on planet Earth. You got to be confident. You got to go for your dreams and goals. That's little JoJo. You got to be confident. I don't want to be arrogant or anything like that, but be confident. Have set goals, set dreams. You know, You can do it, folks. I started from scratch. My mind was erased. No oxygen, no nothing. Going to be infirmarized if I do survive off of life support. You could start from scratch. It was very frustrating for me. I didn't know my name. I didn't know how old I was. I didn't know anything. My mind was erased. So we could come back. Thank you, Michael Kendi. I always butcher your name. Thank you, man. Because you know what? I'm more personable than all these other clowns out now. I shouldn't say clowns. That's my fault. Just people. I'm a people person. I thank Stacks. I thank Mike, John, Carmela, Dapper the Rapper. I thank Stacks coming in here. I might agree or not disagree with some of these people, but guess what? The world is a world. You don't have to be enemies, all out enemy combatants, if you don't agree about certain people's points and positions on things, especially when they pertain to the Mafia world, which is just a rodeo at that, you know. So that's my accountant calling me. Yeah, Joe, listen, you owe me $40. When are you going to pay me? Hey, folks, hit that Cash App button. Oh, yeah. Throw a dog a bone. I did 400 videos, my dear friends. 400 in 2 years. Guess what? I did it with nothing. No fancy introduction. Because you know what? I'm confident that I'm good enough. I'm confident that I could be better than a network talk show host. And I want to get some guests on here, right here on my couch, and I could be a good interview. So we're going to diversify. You know, I'm rattling on here, folks. I'm rattling on like a freaking maniac. I always tell myself, YouTube says do a video under 12 minutes, and people will be more likely to watch a 12-minute video and less. And I always says, Jojo, you're going to do that today. 11 minutes, 54 seconds. You're going to get it done. Lo and behold, this video is 32 minutes long because you know why? I enjoy the people that come in here. I'm a guy that talks back and forth, and you don't have to do a super chat to talk with me. All donations would be greatly accepted, yes, but you don't have to do a super chat to come with me because most of the time, if you want to ride with me, I'm free, yeah. I can't even edit that stuff out of here because I'm immature. I can't even edit this stuff out of here. All right. So that's that. Let's wrap that up. Be the kings and queens of your world. Don't ever give up. The world's a vampire. It wants that jugular vein and it wants to drain you dry. We can all come back. If you're in good relationships and you're in good mental health, stay that way. If you're struggling, don't be embarrassed to ask somebody for help. Men are good at that. Men want to be tough guys and don't reach out. Reach out. That's a sign of strength. Reach out if you're struggling. Talk to somebody. Get it together so then you can laugh and have fun and you can come in here and join me and we can have some fun. All in a good frame of mind. All right, my good people. Thank God, thank Jesus, thank the guardian angels and everybody else and for helping this guy out. So thank you, Mike. Thank you, John. Thank you, Carmela. Dapper the Rapper. John, Carmela, John, Tommy Stiggs. Thank you, Tommy Stiggs. You know, I don't judge anybody because there's haters out there. Yeah, there's all kinds of haters. There's haters. Shanwood Stacks. People doing their thing. You know, people are just doing their thing. Thank you, Stiggs. The social club. I miss the social club. I miss the club. There's no clubs anymore. All right. Signing off. You know, I'm just going to have more stories. What more do I have to tell you? Hearing the same stuff over 400 videos. You know how I roll. You know how I do it. You know the game plan. Hit that like button, they're telling me. It's more important than freaking sliced bread. And let's hit the like button. will you please like me? I want to be accepted. I want to be validated. Please like me. We all do. I'm joking, but we all want to be accepted. We all want to be validated. Whether you're a mafia killer, hitman, whether you're a tough guy, we all. Hey, Chris is here. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. You know, it's nice to be liked. It's nice to be complimented. We're emotional creatures over here. We're emotional creatures. So sometimes I get wishy-washy, and this is supposed to be mob commentary, and I'm supposed to be like, hey, let's go kill him. Yeah. We put the knife in him, and he stuck to the wall. Me, you should have saw the blood, Jimmy. It was all over the place. No. It's crazy. I integrate both worlds together, and we have a little fun, and my numbers are going up. You know what? Man, I'm rambling on because I don't want to leave you good people. I was just trying to say, let's get to 500 or something subscribers and all that. And you know me, I'd look at that subscriber ticker like a psychopath. Did it gain, I'm not as bad as I was before. Just squeezing for, did I get a subscriber? And then I've been shut down. I've been censored. I've been kicked out. I've been blocked. I broke all the rules. YouTube, thank you for helping me out and giving me a chance on here, because when in Rome, you got to do like the Romans, and you got to follow the rules. I'm trying not to swear, okay? And plus, my mom wouldn't like that either. God bless. But now we're just going to say, let's not just try to get 700 subscribers. Let's think big. Let's think big for our goals and dreams. And we're going for 1,000 subs. That's a wrap. We're going for 1,000. And then after that, after 1,000 subs, we're not going for 2,000, because exponentially, you'll be moved up in the algorithm, and then 5,000 comes. Then 5,000 comes. Oh, jeez, that ain't bad. After 5, oh, what, 10? No, it ain't 10 subs. After 5, it's 25. Exponentially. Times 2, times 5, times 10. To the power. Any mathematicians out there? To the power of your good people. Chris, I've been rattling on. Thank you, my friend, for helping me out coming in here. I chirped. I can't tell you what you missed. Because I got to ramble on. Like Led Zeppelin said, I got to ramble on. Thank you, folks. Go Buffalo Bills. You're a Jinx Joner team. And that's that. So God bless you all. Stay safe. Be the kings and queens of your world. Rise up your power. Laugh and have fun. God bless.